Hey, 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 I am back. I am back. I'm back. Child, I am back. Come on in. Come on in. Please work. Please work today. This time around. Yay, it's working. Oh my goodness. Sometimes this thing just does what it wants to do. Y'all come on in. Come on in. So we can talk about what's going on right now. Come on in. This is day 2 of the DOJ interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell, the convicted ex-trafficking of minors. She was the madam, the mistress, the whatever she was for Epstein. Hell, and Donald Trump. Yeah, she lured minors from Mar-a-Lago, right? So he is not going to get a pass. Not from AunTeaFee and the T-Sippers. Yes, indeed. We're going to talk about it. We also are going to watch yesterday. I watched it last night, and I came very close to going back live. And I said, why they take her handcuffs off? I said, when they start letting prisoners go in jail, holding boxes and shit and no handcuffs, where they do that at? Huh? What? She picks up a and you take a whole box. Help me understand how you have a whole box full of what evidence? So is this in your jail cell? I mean, where you get a box from? Yeah, I said, sometimes it's just best that we play dumb because they playing in our face, ain't they? They playing in our face. When do you have a whole box? When do they let you pick up your box and carry it into prison? What type of special privileges is this shit? What is really going on? And why you carry your box and why you trust them if Trump and them let you go to prison before, even for her? Why are you trusting him? So y'all come on in. And please, come in hitting the like button. Because I got a lot to do today. You understand? Please, come in hitting the like button. The reality. Release the Epstein and Trump files. I totally agree. So this is day 2. And on top of that, they didn't get enough. She wasn't out long enough yesterday. Huh? She wasn't out long enough yesterday for y'all to get all the information that y'all needed. It takes a round 2. So she gets to be taken to another location. She didn't have a prison visit. She goes to a different location. She get out shackled. She go behind the fence. Y'all uncuff her. uncuff her. When they start doing that, take her through another gate, put a box down, and let her take a whole box. So she not a threat. She ain't handcuffed. Okay, yeah, we go. Day 2, y'all. Type of shit is this? Day 2. Please. Don't make me have to pause and stop and pause and stop, pause and stop, because y'all not hitting the like button. The number goes up and people, but the thumbs up don't. So double tap my nose. Go on your phone, on your device, or hit the thumbs up. You can support the platform, super chat, super sticker. Do I have it where you... Let's hear this, y'all. And then his scary ass don't want nobody talking about him in his face. He ain't like that South Park stuff. Baby, I'm gonna tell you, that was so funny. I was so sleepy last night. I was laughing at him on that desert. Well, you know, not him, but you know, on that desert. But they took the diaper off and shit. I said, Lord, these people are funny to me. So now I guess it's just too much heat in the state. He done left the country. You can't run, you can't hide. No, 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 no. He running, y'all. He's a runner. He's a track star. Now we know he can't run. Let's go.
For his trip to Scotland. I want to go right to our senior White House reporter, Kevin Liptak. Kevin, you've been listening to what the president had to say. Update our viewers who may have just tuned in.
Yeah, and it was quite a lengthy session
babe,
that we had with
Big
President
Pink.
Trump out on the South Lawn as he's heading now on his way to Scotland. And I think one of the most interesting things that he was asked and sort of answered was whether he was considering a pardon or commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell. Remember, she is the associate of Jeffrey Epstein, who is down in Tallahassee.
What did he say?
Yesterday and today, speaking with the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, who is potentially looking for more information.
Why she need 2 days, y'all? Why she just won't wait for Congress? And did this man, what did he say? I don't even know what he said. I know they going about this wrong. And if they want the people to regain, I don't even know why they ever had trust. This ain't the way. This is not the way.
And sort of answered was whether he was considering a pardon or commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell. Remember, she is the associate of Jeffrey.
If he didn't do it before, why would he do it now?
He was down in Tallahassee, Florida, yesterday and today, speaking with the Deputy Attorney General as he's heading now on his way to Scotland. And I think one of the most interesting things that he was asked and sort of answered was whether he was considering a pardon or commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell. Remember, she is the associate of Jeffrey Epstein, who is down in Tallahassee, Florida, yesterday and today, speaking with the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, who is potentially looking for more information about this Epstein.
Yeah, big time deflecting.
Tamp down on the furor among some of the president's supporters who believe the administration has not been transparent enough. And the reason this question of a pardon or commutation has come up is because people are wondering what incentive Maxwell will have to kind of spill the beans, to talk to Blanche, to give him the information that he needs. You know, she's serving a 20-year prison sentence down there for sex trafficking, and she has appealed her case. She wants to get out of prison. Listen to what the president said when I asked him this. Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell?
It's something I haven't thought about.
Man, stop lying.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out?
know he lying. He done lied in our face. Like, here he go with that line. I have not thought about it. Sticking his lips all out like a fish.
Hasn't thought about it, but that it is with. Would you consider a pardon or commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell?
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out.
You just a fat-faced lie.
You hear the president saying that he hasn't thought about it, but that it is within his power to do that. At another point in this, the president was asked, well, do you think Maxwell's words are really credible, given she clearly seems to be jockeying for some sort of leniency? And the president said that Todd Blanche, the person who is interviewing her down there, that he has an enormous amount of faith in him, that he is a great man, that he kind of knows what he's doing. Remember, Blanche is also President Trump's former criminal defense attorney. Now, on this Epstein matter, the president also clearly looking to deflect some of the questions, asking why people aren't asking more about, for instance, Bill Clinton's associations with Epstein, other Democrats who may have had associations with the late convicted sex offender. And so the president, clearly trying to deflect some of those questions as he now tries to also put some geographic distance between himself and this matter. He's on his way now to Scotland, putting the entire Atlantic Ocean between himself and Washington, where this fear has kind of built up. Wolf.
All right, Kevin, let's
scary ass.
White House for us. Kevin, we'll stay in touch with you. Thank you very, very much. There's more breaking news right now in Florida. It's day 2 of the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche's interview, his conversations with longtime Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. It's set to get underway at any minute now. And we're getting brand new video into the Situation Room, which shows Maxwell's attorney arriving only moments ago at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Tallahassee, Florida. Here's what he told reporters. Listen to this.
Round 2, ready to go in for round 2. We're hoping for another productive day. Ghislaine has been treated unfairly for over 5 years now.
Oh my God.
Scapegoat in the dictionary, her face would be next to the dictionary definition of it. So
oh my God.
We're grateful for this opportunity to finally be able to say what really happened, and that's what we're going to do yesterday and today.
I know you didn't want to discuss the substance of the questions that the Deputy Attorney General was asking, but can you talk about her and how she's feeling about the meeting and what might be coming out of it?
Yeah, she's keeping her spirits up as much as she can. She's one of the strongest people I've ever met. She's been in terrible, awful conditions for 5 years. We wouldn't keep animals the way she's been.
I thought she would. Come on now. Hi, Isabel. Now, sir, we not gonna lie. She jogging around. She, what? It look like she getting haircuts and shit, like she going to the beauty shop. What you talking about? I saw her jogging, like she is jogging around Central Park or some shit. What are you talking about? Stop lying. Yeah, you ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. Stop lying. How you think those kids felt? We are not going to glorify what she did. She is in federal prison. That's what's that, Camp Cupcake? Yeah. Listen, she expected country club activities with the shit she did. What did she expect? I mean, what is wrong with y'all?
So, we're grateful for this opportunity to finally be able to say what really happened, and that's what we're going to do yesterday.
All y'all liars.
I know you didn't want to discuss the substance of the questions that the Deputy Attorney General was asking, but can you talk about her and how she's feeling about the meeting and what might be coming out of it?
Yeah, she's keeping her spirits up as much as she can. She's one of the strongest people I've ever met. She's been in terrible, awful conditions for 5 years. We wouldn't keep animals the way she's been kept in prison. So, it's unbelievable that she can keep her spirits up this high, and we're proud of her.
Lord.
David Marcus answering reporters' questions as he's walking out of that courthouse.
Trump
in
would pardon
Tallahassee.
her. She
Negotiations,
has
the
been
talks
kept.
continue today between Ghislaine Maxwell and
He could have pardoned her a long time ago if
Todd
he
Blanche,
wanted
the
to, but he
Deputy
didn't.
Attorney General, the #2 official.
He would only
in the
pardon
US
her. What's the difference
Martina's
between
on
now and then?
Rodriguez,
Because she got,
he's in Tallahassee covering all of this
because he
for
know
us.
that we
Ivan,
want
what
the
have you
dirt
seen
on
so
him.
far this morning?
Well, Wolf, we're now entering, as you said, that highly anticipated day 2 of meetings between Ghislaine Maxwell, her attorneys, and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. As we saw there earlier this morning, we saw Maxwell's attorney, David Marcus, enter the courthouse. Very interestingly, we heard him regard her as a scapegoat to those sex trafficking crimes, but he also ended by saying that Maxwell has no reason to lie and that she's going to keep telling the truth. Yesterday, both sides met for about 6 hours. It was a very long meeting. And we expect that meeting to probably last at least a couple of hours today as well, Wolf. But a big question here is, what is Maxwell actually saying? And maybe even a bigger question here is, what is Blanche asking? Yesterday, we did see a statement from Blanche on X saying that at the right time, he will talk about the information that he learned during these meetings. He has not spoken really at all about what's been going on. Yesterday morning, he walked into the courthouse and we saw him exit in a vehicle. We maybe expect him to exit in a similar fashion today without making many comments. Later today, we might expect to hear again from Maxwell's attorney, David Marcus. He's been a little bit more vocal every time he's entered and so far exited the courthouse.
All right, Ivan Rodriguez, we'll stay in close touch with you as well. I want to continue our conversation right now. CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson is joining us right now. Joey, is it unusual for the Deputy Attorney General of the United States to be the one interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell at that courthouse in Tallahassee, Florida, very close to the prison where she's spending 20 years?
So, Wolf, good to be with you. The answer is yes, it is. But I think it goes to the sensitivity of the issue and the fact that they want to keep tight reins on it, they being the White House and the president. And I think you want someone who is a direct report because you want to control the information, you want to control the narrative, and you want to control the flow. And so if you really obviously want to get at the truth would be, and it would lie in the files. You could be fully transparent by releasing them, and they'll speak for themselves. But I think certainly she's a critical component, Wolf, with regard to gathering information that's important to who was around Jeffrey Epstein and what specifically they were doing.
Are you surprised, Joey, that this interview is now in its second day?
If you're a teacher and you love what you do, but you don't love the workload, I've got something for you. So if you're fed up of...
That this interview is now in its second day?
So I am. I mean, obviously there's a lot of information to unpack, and, you know, a lot has been said about whether she's truthful or not truthful, and I think she's in an impossible situation. Well, why? If she says things that are damning to the president, she's going to be deemed to be a liar. If she says things that are, you know, supportive of the president, she's going to be deemed to be a liar. But I think no matter how long the interview goes, it's important that everything she says be corroborated, and that can be done. You're going to ask her who, what, when, where, and why, and how, etc. And I think that what you want to do, in addition to gleaning from her the specifics to your questions, is you want to vet it. We have the best intelligence sources in the world, and I think you can do that by looking at text messages, emails, surveillance, documentation, flight records, and other things that would go to show whether what she says would be credible.
What's the significance, Joey, of this interview, this meeting, that's being done in the U.S. Attorney's office down there in Tallahassee, Florida, and not at the nearby prison where it could be recorded by the Bureau of Prisons?
Right.
Again, I think it's important that they want to, that is the White House, control the information. And to your question, well, what'll be important to me is not only the transcript with respect to what was said and how it was answered, meaning the questions posed and the answers, but what was it like off of that? Meaning, hey, we're here just to get at the truth, but realize and recognize that certainly the president has an interest here, and, you know, what you say, you know, may in fact influence whether or not a pardon might be available, but we just want the truth. I mean, I don't really mean to be in a position of being skeptical, but you have to be skeptical. And
Very much
really
so. You better be.
Wolf, I think we would see files, and we would see those files released to the American public. And the question has been posed, well, you know, Biden was in charge, and why didn't he release the file? I think there's an easy answer to that. I think the answer is that there might be information that's damning to both sides, and neither side wants it released. But if you want to get at the truth, release the files, ask her questions, corroborate what she says, and I think we will all know what was happening and who was involved, if anyone.
All right, Joey Jackson, thank you very, very much.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. He lying, talking about he hadn't thought about a pardon. You are a bald-faced lie. You are a bald-faced lie. And I do mean bald-faced. Hold on. Let me see what was said. Just a minute. And then I'm gonna show you something. President Trump was asked. Hold on. What a liar. Oh, I don't know what y'all. Oh, Lord. What was y'all thinking? I'm gonna sit up and lie in that man's face yesterday. Pile face. I'm so glad he called him out. Let's hear this while I look for this other.
So day 2 of the meeting between Donald Trump's Department of Justice and Ghislaine Maxwell just wrapped up. The meeting took place in the Tallahassee Federal Courthouse. Of course, Ghislaine Maxwell is serving a 20-year-plus prison sentence in Tallahassee, Florida for conviction of sex trafficking with Jeffrey Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell left this meeting with her attorney, David Oscar Marcus, feeling very good, very positive about the developments from this meeting with Donald Trump's Department of Justice, feeling good that there may be a pardon or a commutation or a retrial in her future. Very confident words coming from her and her attorneys following this meeting. It should be noted that Donald Trump's number 2 at the Department of Justice, who met with Ghislaine Maxwell and Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer, a guy by the name of Todd Blanche, who's now the Deputy Attorney General, was also Donald Trump's criminal defense attorney. And Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorney, has a very close relationship.
Hold on. Y'all, hold on. Let's go here. Let's hear from her attorney. I want to hear from the horse's mouth, but I need for y'all to get my likes up or I'm going to shut it down. Down. Down, AunTeaFee. Down, down. Okay? I'm going to shut it down. 376 people. I should have 376 likes in the building. If not, if you have a problem hitting the like button, please don't have a problem leaving. Okay? Just double tap the face of your screen and get the likes up. I'm going to shut it down.
This morning, right around 9 o'clock.
Can y'all hear? Are you able to hear?
Hey everybody. We finished for the day. We started this morning right around 9 o'clock and went to now lunchtime, and we're finished after all day yesterday and today. Ghislaine answered every single question asked of her over the last day and a half. She answered those questions honestly, truthfully, to the best of her ability. She never invoked a privilege. She never refused to answer a question. So we're very proud of her. We're proud of how the process has worked over the past day and a half. I will say this, she has been treated unfairly for the past 5 years. She didn't get a fair trial. We're still appealing to the Supreme Court. We're going to be filing a reply in the Supreme Court on her cert petition on Monday. Remember, people have questioned her honesty, which I think...
Y'all, can y'all get the likes up? Oh man, now it's not letting me turn it back around. God, dog. No, she never cared about the victims. That's a documented fact. I agree.
Is just wrong. Remember, in the Supreme Court on her cert petition on Monday. Remember, people have questioned her honesty, which I think is just wrong. Remember, a juror lied to get onto the jury, admitted to lying to get onto her jury. She did not get a fair trial. No prosecutor even mentioned her until worse than an animal would be treated in jail when she was first held, woken up every 15 minutes. So we're just trying to get through the process where we are now
Police
and get her some relief. So
came up with a sort of stuff.
People have questioned her honesty, which I think is just wrong. Remember, a juror lied to get onto the jury, admitted to lying to get onto her jury. She did not get a fair trial. No prosecutor even mentioned her until Epstein died. So we feel that the process for Ghislaine has been unfair. She was denied bail. She was treated worse than an animal would be treated in jail when she was first held, woken up every 15 minutes. So we're just trying to get through the process where we are now and get her some relief. So that's where we are today. Do you feel like you're going to get some relief? We don't know. We don't know how it's going to play out. We just know that this was the first opportunity she's ever been given to answer questions.
Hi, Rosetta.
What happened? And so the truth will come out about what happened with Mr. Epstein, and she's the person who's answering those questions. We don't think this will affect her appeal. We're appealing on a very important ground, which is the government at the time promised her promised Jeffrey Epstein that any potential co-conspirators would not be prosecuted. And so she deserves that promise. And I'm surprised. I don't think President Trump knows that the Justice Department took the position that that promise should not be upheld. President Trump is the ultimate deal maker. He knows that a promise made on behalf of the government should bind the government. And so we're hoping the Supreme Court agrees with us that when the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Florida promised that no potential co-conspirators would be prosecuted, that bound the Southern District of New York as well. I'm sorry?
Thank you, Terry.
They asked about every possible thing you could imagine. Everything. Are you hoping for an interview as a result of this? I'm sorry? Are you hoping?
I want to bring in NBC's Aaron Gilchrist in Tallahassee. David Drucker is senior writer at The Dispatch. Here with me in studio is former federal prosecutor and MSNBC legal analyst Paul Butler, along with Simone Sanders Townsend, former chief
spokesperson it finished. Hold on, Trump.
Co-host of The Weeknight. Paul, take us inside that room.
Hold on, I think it just ended abruptly. Hold on. What will they say she needs to say? Oh, well, hold on. It just, let's see, must watch Cory Booker. Let's finish this one over here.
With Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer, David Oscar Marcus. It was also rumored that David Oscar Marcus was being considered to be one of Donald Trump's criminal defense attorneys a few years back. Now, you will recall the message yesterday posted by Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorney, #2 at the Department of Justice, where Blanche said, "Today I met with Ghislaine Maxwell. I will continue my interview of her tomorrow. The Department of Justice will share additional information about what we learned at the appropriate time." That is already very suspicious. So is there audio recordings? Are there transcripts? Why are we not getting that information now? Also, this is not the information we are requesting.
We didn't ask for that. We want the fight.
Information from a lying sex trafficker.
Right.
Maxwell. If anything, we want to hear from the victims. We want to hear from people like Maria Farmer and Jane Doe and other people who were actually victimized by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Why are we putting the sex trafficking liar on the pedestal as someone who's meeting with the number 2 at the Justice Department. Now, here's how they're reporting about it on Fox, about a very positive and productive meeting by the sex trafficker, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorney, number 2 at the DOJ. Here's how it was reported, and you'll hear from David Oscar Marcus, Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney. Here, play this clip.
He's got the latest from Washington for us. So, David, what else did Maxwell's attorney say?
Well, he said a lot. We wish we could be in and hear what was said in the actual meeting. This meeting was a lot shorter than it was yesterday, but this was a 2-day event. The highlight, though, it appears that her team wants a pardon. Watch.
Oh, wow.
We're going to take one day at a time. I know that's very cliche, but it's true because things are happening so quickly. We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon just yet.
Just yet.
You know, listen.
Did y'all hear that? Just yet. Just yet. Oh my God. Okay.
The president this morning said he had the power to do so. I know that's very cliche, but it's true because things are happening so quickly. We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon.
I agree, Terry.
Just yet.
But he probably won't.
The president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
So, as our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, and there it is. This whole thing reeks. If you just released all the files, the 300 gigabytes that the FBI and DOJ currently has, which we now know from the Wall Street Journal exclusive, has Donald Trump's name frickin' all over it, you don't have to make deals with one of the worst child sex traffickers in history in order to protect Donald Trump. Now, folks, I always come with receipts here at the Midas Touch Network. So when I say that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and David Oscar Marcus had a close relationship, here they are together on Marcus's podcast from June 2nd, 2024, talking about the close friendship and relationship they have. Here, play this clip.
But David, in all seriousness to you, I know a lot of people that have worked with you. I know a lot of people who know you very well. I now consider you a friend and someone who I know pretty well. You are by far the best out there, and I'll always say yes to this podcast.
Now, folks, you'll also recall from the Wall Street Journal's other exclusive about Donald Trump's birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein back in 2003, relating to Epstein's 50th birthday, where Donald Trump says, enigmas never age, or enigmas stay young. And what else did Donald Trump say? Our secrets shall remain secrets forever, my friend. And Donald Trump's like, well, I've never said the word enigma before. That's just not how I talk. Well, also, we have multiple clips of Donald Trump using the word. And then we also have here Donald Trump's attorney, Todd Blanche, with Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer back in that same podcast, saying that Donald Trump is an enigma. Here, play this clip.
And he called me, and we had a good conversation. I went with my wife to have dinner with him and his wife a few weeks later, and we clicked. You know, he's an enigma. You know, he's an interesting guy. Everybody in this country, most people in the world, frankly, have an opinion.
Oh, right. Now, earlier in the day, you will recall that Donald Trump stated that he was considering a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. Or to be fair, Donald Trump said, I have the power to do it, but I haven't thought about it. But I could do it, he says. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Here, play this clip.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell? It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about. But you wouldn't rule it out, sir. Why has Mr. President? Why has?
Sorry.
It's something I have not thought about.
Everybody in this country, most people in the world, have an opinion about him.
Oh, right. Now, earlier in the day, you will recall that Donald Trump stated that he was considering a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell, or to be as wink, wink, hint, hint. Here, play this clip.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell? It's something I haven't thought about. It's really
Stop lying.
It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out, sir.
I mean, I just want you to think about the cards that a sex trafficker, Ghislaine Maxwell, holds over Donald Trump. And I want you to think about the context here that the executive branch and the legislative branch, controlled by the MAGA Republicans, has essentially become a pedophile cover-up ring. In plain view.
Cover-up ring.
And they're meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell, and they are treating her like she's, what, like a foreign leader, like a dignitary or something? And you're sending your number 2 at the DOJ? Donald Trump was asked, so what are you hoping that Todd Blanche accomplishes at this meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell? And then Donald Trump says, well, you all should really be focusing on a coup by Barack Obama. He goes, Barack Hussein Obama. And he goes, you should focus on other people who were Epstein's friends. Why aren't you focusing on Larry Sumner?
So
Why aren't you focusing on other people? Here, play this.
Breaking news, Ghislaine Maxwell is now seeking...
Well, I don't know about the meeting. I know it's taking place, and he's a fantastic man. He's a great attorney, and people should really focus on how well the country's doing, or they should focus on the fact that Barack Hussein Obama led a coup, or they should focus on the fact that Larry Summers from Harvard, that Bill Clinton, who you know very well, and lots of other friends, really close friends of Jeffrey Summers, should be spoken about, because, you know, Jeffrey Epstein should be spoken about, and they should speak about them, because they don't talk about them, they talk about me. I have nothing to do with the guy.
Oh my God!
By IQ Bar, our exclusive.
Did he say he has nothing to do with the guy?
Protein-based snacks made with
oh my God
nutrients to refuel, nourish, and satisfy hunger without the sugar. Boosting bars, and right now, 1,000. Message and data rate
Of the list of people, you have a list. Okay, where'd you get that list from? Here, play this clip.
But he's
of people who
text truth to 64,000. That's truth to...
Donald Trump continues to say that. You should focus on Clinton and focus on all of... Donald Trump goes, I have a list of people who know Epstein better than I do.
Oh, wow.
Have the list.
He has a list.
People, you have a list. Okay, where'd you get that list from? Here, play this clip.
But he's over there now. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I certainly can't talk about partners.
Can you trust what she's telling him? She's a convicted trafficker who's eager to get out of prison.
Well, you know, he's a professional lawyer. I think he's been through things like this before. But, you know, you should focus on Clinton. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. You should focus on some of the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't. Thank you very much.
What you mean he lived?
When Ghislaine Maxwell was on her trial for sex trafficking, Donald Trump was asked if he had any messages for her. This was back in 2020, and Donald Trump said, I wish her well. Here, play this clip.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is.
So Donald Trump was then asked about it in this interview with Axios. Why would you say I wish her well? He's like, I wish her well. I don't. That's just what I say to people. Here, play this clip.
Mr. President, the other day a reporter asked you about Ghislaine Maxwell. You said, quote, I just wish her well,
hey, Crystal.
frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, but I wish her well, whatever it is. Mr. President, Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested on allegations of child sex trafficking.
Man,
hello.
Well, first of all, I don't know that, but I do know that
she has. She's been arrested.
I wish I were.
Friend
It's something rich people say.
Was either killed or committed suicide in jail.
It has nothing to do with being friends.
I wish you well. I'd wish you well.
No, no, it ain't.
Good luck. Let them prove.
He don't wish Barack Obama well.
So you're saying you hope she doesn't
he
die in jail?
he ain't. He don't. Stop that.
Died in jail, and people are still trying to figure out
How did it happen? Was it suicide? Was
No.
It
ain't no rich person thing.
Bad for her. I'm not looking bad for anybody. And they took that.
And now here's a clip right here of
I ain't buying
Maria
that.
Farmer, one of Epstein and Ghislaine's victims. And here she talks about, why are you having these meetings
Thank
with
you,
Ghislaine?
Crystal.
Why aren't
I
having
appreciate you
meetings with the
too.
victim? You're playing this clip.
And that's a fact. And those same Republicans want to entertain Ghislaine Maxwell like Tim.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Wants to entertain her,
Avoidance.
flash her around and act like we victims should not be heard from. He didn't want to speak to me. He wanted to speak to Ghislaine and give her a voice in an audience. And my little sister is one of her victims, and so am I. So
now here was the report yesterday from CNN, who talked about Maxwell returning to prison yesterday while holding a suspicious-looking box.
Yeah, how is she holding a box?
This is video of Maxwell returning to prison just moments after meeting with Trump's Deputy Attorney General. And
oh yeah, we gonna watch that.
There. Actually, if you look closely, she's carrying a box of material. Now, Maxwell's attorney says she was forthcoming with every question that Trump's team threw at her today.
Now here is
where'd she get the box at?
Giuffre, who has since died by suicide in Australia, one of Epstein's victims. Now, she was an underage towel girl working at Mar-a-Lago after being homeless. She was 17 years old. She worked in the Mar-a-Lago spa as towel girl. Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein lived right down the block. They walked over. They saw Virginia Giuffre, underage towel girl, who was homeless, who needed money. That was Epstein's MO, and said, hey, you want to work with Epstein? And then Epstein started to sex traffic her. Here's Virginia Roberts, or Virginia Giuffre, in her own words. Play this clip.
Virginia Roberts was working in the spa at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach when British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell introduced her to multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein.
The training started immediately. I mean, it was everything down to how to give a blowjob, how to be quiet, be subservient, give Jeffrey what he wants. A lot of this training came from Ghislaine herself. And being a woman, it kind of surprises you that a woman could actually let stuff like that happen, but not only let it happen, but to groom you into doing it. And then there's Jeffrey, who's telling you, I want it this way. No, go slower and don't do that and do this.
Now, folks, finally, it's worth noting as well this article from the Sunday London Mirror. This is from 1997. And here's how they wrote about it in 1997.
Don't wear these perfumes if you don't
1997.
like everyone has been talking about all of these perfumes.
Okay, so since y'all can't hit the like button, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one and come back.
Trump's Brit of all right. Just weeks after ditching his second wife, America's best-known billionaire Donald Trump has fallen under the spell of a 20-year-old English girl, Trump 50, who has failed in his bid to secure the services of Princess Diana's butler, Paul Burrell, was in search of another British trophy when he met London model Anouska, Georgia, at a party in Manhattan. Several American millionaires already had their eyes on Anouska, but she was there with Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, who has introduced several of her attractive friends to the property developer. Do you see what it says there in 1997? That Ghislaine Maxwell was providing several of her attractive friends to Donald Trump. And none of his would-be rivals owned a vast mansion in Florida like Donald.
Did y'all hear that with y'all good ear?
But she was there with Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, who has introduced several of her attractive friends to the property developer. Do you see what it says there in 1997? That Ghislaine Maxwell was providing several of her attractive friends to Donald Trump. And none of his would-be rivals owned a vast mansion in Florida like Donald does. Mar-a-Lago, where I have dined with him and his outgoing wife, Marla, is enough to make any young girl go weak at the knees. After their meeting, Trump flew Madam, they call her Madame, like a Madam Maxwell, like a pimp or what, like a Madam Maxwell, and the model south to the Sunshine State, where all three enjoyed a happy weekend together. When they returned to New York, Anouska was installed in one of Donald's many apartments. And again, I don't know if the story's real or not, but that's from 1997, saying Ghislaine was showing attractive friends to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is close with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yep, they're close.
Photo, I mean, there's so much there of them together. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Let's get.
Okay, can y'all not hit the like button? Cause if not, I'm a end this one and come back and try it again. I am not going to continue to bring y'all good tea. Let me change it because I was about to let y'all hear files. Hear from the victim about today's meeting. But if y'all can't hit the like button for me, double tap your screen. Can you double tap your screen? There's no need for me to go any further.
Of her attractive friends to Donald Trump.
You are so
welcome.
welcome.
His would-be rivals owned a vast mansion in Florida like Donald does. Mar-a-Lago, where I have dined with him and his outgoing wife, Marla, is enough to make any young girl go weak at the knees. After their meeting, Trump flew Madam, they call her Madame, like a Madam Maxwell, like a pimp or what, like a Madam Maxwell, and the model south to the Sunshine State, where all three enjoyed a happy weekend together. When they returned to New York, Anushka was installed in one of Donald's many apartments. And again, I don't know if the story's real or not, but that's from 1997, saying Ghislaine was showing attractive friends to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is close with Ghislaine Maxwell. Photo.
Very close.
Photo. I mean, there's so much there of them together. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, his numbers are dropping, and they should drop. And my likes going up. Okay, y'all, I'll be back.